Hello and welcome to today's edition of Top Rated Recruiter Spotlight. My name's Adam Conrad. I'm the founder and CXO of Great Recruiters. We are all things about review generation, brand promotion for recruiter in the staffing industry. And today I am joined with one of our Q4 2024 Top Rated Recruiters, Alec Jones from Blue Chip Talent. Alec, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Adam. Appreciate you having me on.
I appreciate you coming on, man. I love talking to folks who are doing a great job out there. And let me tell you what, Alec comes to us with over a 4.8 star rating from over 100 reviews. He has a 98% highly recommended rate. And folks just love working with you. And I love to unpack this, but we hear things like genuine and personable and honest feedback, attention to detail, end to end, absolutely amazing. The things that people have to say about you are just awesome, and they just go on and on. And so kudos to you for being top rated, and kudos to you for creating an experience that your candidates just love, and they obviously love working with you. So congrats.
Yeah, no, I really appreciate it. And it's funny. I love working with my candidates almost just as much. So it kind of goes both ways.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. So why don't you just tell us a little bit about yourself? How did you get into the recruitment industry?
Yeah, so it's always kind of funny, right? I feel like nobody goes to college or a university to get their degree in recruiting, not typically, from what I've kind of heard. So I actually come from a background of more journalism and communications. That's what I started out my career as in terms of college and what I wanted to get into. Coming out of school, didn't necessarily find those types of roles that really piqued my interest. So recruiting, it kind of just came naturally. I did a little bit of recruiting while I was attending school there, obviously, as well. And so for me, I love talking to people. I love a fast-paced business. And from everything I understood, recruiting was a great combination of both of those. So it just kind of seemed like a perfect fit at that time.
And so how'd you get into it? Who found you? How'd you get found?
Yeah, so I actually started off originally with Aerotech, doing a little bit more skilled trade and manufacturing recruiting. And then before transitioning out of that, my background is a little bit more technical focused. I always like to say I'm a little bit of a nerd, kind of, coming back even from school. So a little bit more of a technical background, especially within data. That's something that's always piqued my interest. So I transitioned out of more skilled trade manufacturing into more technical focus role. So now primarily I oversee data and development within our IT division. And that's typically what I tend to focus my skill set on now.
Okay. So the industry and niche you're in right now specializing is like data and analytics. Is it what type of roles? Talk to me about some of your most recent successful placements. What do these folks do?
Yeah, so I've actually had two most recent placements, both for analytics engineers. It's kind of a combination of a data analyst and a data engineer on our side of things. But in terms of what I see majority for and what I feel majority is definitely data engineers, data analytics, data scientists, data architects. But I also focus on the development side. So that's anything from software development, software engineering, database development. So anything within a data or development space or structure, that's going to come across my desk.
Okay. And you're based here in Michigan, right? Local folks, Michigan. So are you primarily recruiting here in the Metro Detroit area, or are you recruiting nationwide, regionally?
Yeah, so we have a couple different teams. Blue Chip Talent, we are based here in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. So we are more Metro Detroit focused. I would say probably, 75, 80% of the roles we do see are going to be local to us here in Michigan. But we do have a national team as well that does focus on our clients that are outside of Michigan. So kind of across the entire U.S., more of our fully remote opportunities. But we do primarily serve and, kind of help recruit in the Metro Detroit area.
And are you seeing the positions here locally? Are they face to face? Are they hybrid? Is it still remote out there?
Yeah, so I would say majority of what we see right now, and truthfully, this is even with some of our more national clients across the U.S., we see a lot of hybrid. I would say probably, again, 80 to 85% of what I see is on some form of hybrid basis. 2 to 3 days is typically what we do see. Now, we do still see some fully remote opportunities here and there, but they're just a lot more few and far between, especially, coming back from 4 years ago when COVID and everything was going on. Things have definitely transitioned out of that fully remote space, but we still do see them. They're just a lot more few and far between.
Okay. And what would you contribute to your key to your success in your recruiting career?
Yeah, so I think the biggest thing that I've been able to kind of find success with people is, first of all, building just a great relationship, right? One of the biggest things that I hear from a recruiting perspective when I talk with candidates and why they don't necessarily maybe love to work with recruiters is it feels very transactional a lot of the time, right? I think that with AI, with how fast our business can move as well, that human element has been removed a little bit, especially with remote work and everything else. So I think on my side, just being able to, build a great relationship, being fully transparent with people, but more importantly, like I said, just really kind of building that relationship and really being transparent. That's kind of my biggest success, and just bringing that human connection back, because that's where we see a lot of people. As I've said, they say that it feels very transactional most of the time. So being able to bring that human connection back, being transparent, I think that's where I've seen a lot of my success.
So you would say that a unique differentiator in today's world is not being a high volume transactional a recruiter that goes through candidates like tissue paper.
I would say not really, right? Now again, there are some roles in some types of business where hey, maybe that is the type of, interaction that you may have, right? But with the type of roles that I work on, the type of roles that we do see, we really like to dig into why a candidate is on the market, what is really making them look for new opportunities. I am not a person who likes to kind of throw stuff at the wall and hope it sticks, right? I really do like to try to hopefully find that perfect opportunity for somebody, whether, it's the day that I talk with them, or maybe it's 3-4 months down the line, right?
Sure.
We're not always going to have, that perfect opportunity for somebody, but it doesn't mean that we're not going to see that role, like I said, 3 or 4 months down the line as well. So just being able to create that connection, being able to kind of build out that network, I think is very, very beneficial, both on a recruiting side as well as on a candidate side.
Yeah, I'm curious because the companies you were with prior didn't use Great Recruiters. So you come into Blue Chip, you get introduced to this platform, Great Recruiters. What's your perspective on it? How has it helped you as a recruiter here in this marketplace?
Yeah, I mean, I absolutely love Great Recruiters. I think it's, in our job, it can be very up and down, right? You have great weeks, you have some weeks that maybe aren't as great, right? And Great Recruiters for me is a great way not only for me to kind of realize, okay, wow, I'm doing a really good job, right? Even though I may not have a perfect role for somebody, seeing what they have to say to me, or seeing what they have to say about me. Again, I mean, it's just over the moon in terms of how it makes me feel, right? Especially like I said, if it's something where I don't have something for them right then and there, just them knowing that I'm going to be there to support them, just that I am there as a resource. I mean, it's absolutely fantastic. And I think it's a great way to really kind of separate recruiters from maybe other recruiters, right? I've talked to many people that have gotten a phone call on the same exact role, and the best way to kind of separate yourself from those recruiters, right? Or maybe from those other agencies, is really to kind of bring that personable aspect to it, and people being able to go to Great Recruiters and seeing these reviews. I mean, it can kind of help them pick and choose too. Hey, who's kind of the best recruiter out there? Who should I reach out to? Who's going to help me find the next opportunity? So I think it's a great resource on a recruiting side as well as on a candidate side as well.
So you found that by sharing kind of your reviews, your profile on Great Recruiters with those candidates that might be also working with the competition, you're getting the callbacks. Those candidates
100%.
are gravitating towards you.
100%. I actually recently had a candidate who had went on Great Recruiters, and they went through and they saw that I was on there, and they said, hey, I actually had 3 or 4 other recruiters reach out. They were not on that Great Recruiter list. You were. And so I wanted to kind of get back to you just because I saw how well you have been doing. So again, it is something that has impacted my business on my side in an incredibly positive way.
That's great to hear. And what is being named top rated? What does that mean to you, Alec?
I mean, it just, again, it makes me feel like I am doing a good job, right? And again, I know it may sound kind of crazy, but in this role, in this business that we do, again, there are so many ups and downs, and you talk to so many people, and candidates talk to so many people, right? They're talking to multiple recruiters. So the fact that Great Recruiters kind of just highlights exactly what people are looking for and what I've done good as a recruiter. I mean, it's helped me in my day to day, but there are also times where maybe I don't get the best review, right? And it's one of those things where I take a look at that feedback. I say, oh, shoot, maybe there are things that I can do better. Maybe there was a question I didn't ask, or maybe I wasn't as involved. And the fact that Great Recruiters is real time, it's almost directly right after I speak with somebody. It gives the best impression on how they worked with me, how well I worked with them. And it's just a great resource, again, for both parties.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you sharing that. I mean, I think, and this is the message of the candidates out there, you don't have to settle for just any recruiter. You can work with a great recruiter like Alec. And like he said, I think if I'm putting my career in somebody's hands, I want somebody who's transparent, who's open to that feedback. And I love what you said. It's like it's not just about what you're doing well, but how can you learn from the people that you're servicing on what you can do better? Because I think the greatest recruiters out there don't just settle for what they are today. They want to continue to learn and grow in their career, because that means they're just going to better help people and more people in the future. So I really appreciate you sharing that story. I think that's epitomizes well, why I went ahead and built this platform for folks like you who want to embrace it, who want to be the best, who want to be at the top, who want to differentiate, and go out there and just crush your goals and help people in the process of doing it.
100%. And like I said, it's, this is a people's business, right? First and foremost. So, the fact that I get to see what people are saying about me in real time, like we just said, whether it's positive,
Yeah.
whether it's negative, this is all feedback that I can take back and really use in my day to day, and hopefully just, start to do better in my own role as well and help other people in the process.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you're in the data analytics arena or anywhere near data engineering, and you're in the Metro Detroit area and you are actively looking, or passively, probably most folks in this are passively looking, and you don't know where to go, turn no further than Alec. I mean, talk to somebody who cares about his candidates, is going to seek to understand, is going to meet you where you're at, not going to try to shove things down your throat that might not be a fit. Make a friend for life. That's the biggest thing. I think the biggest ally to any job seeker out there, any professional, is having a highly rated, great recruiter by their side, because you never know what life's going to throw at you. And one day you might just decide it's time to make a move. And who better to reach out to than somebody who's connected in your area, connected to your industry, and somebody that people love and trust. So kudos to you, Alec. We're just a platform, man. You're doing all the work. You're doing all the great work. So congratulations again to you on winning top rated recruiter for Q4. And I have a feeling I'm going to see your name on that list quarter over quarter, but I appreciate you coming on today and sharing with us.
No, I appreciate it, Adam. Thank you. Like I said, love the platform. Think it's a great resource for both recruiters, candidates. Super excited to speak with you and continue using it here in the future.
All right. Well, hey, everybody, don't stand still. Get better every day and go out there and be great. Have a great one.
Thanks, Adam.